This video is part of a series of basic art exercises originally taught by Elena Zelenina at the Biryukov Academy of Art and Music in Sparta, New Jersey. This video is designed so you can follow along with us, and I hope you do. The materials you will need are air-dry clay, a small bowl of water, any kind of small fruit or vegetable for a model, we used a pumpkin, and a rose or any other flower. Exercise 2. Sculpting for fun and development. A work of art made from clay, wood, stone, or even metal is usually called a sculpture. Some sculptures look very real, while others just look like beautiful or interesting shapes. Either way, most sculptures have one thing in common. They are all three-dimensional, or 3D. This means that unlike a drawing or painting, it is not flat, but has height, length, and width. The objects that surround you are all three-dimensional. You live in a three-dimensional world. Today we are going to try to make sculptures that look like real-life objects using clay. Not only is it fun to sculpt real objects, but it will also help you pay closer attention to the things around you. Let's get started. Begin by breaking off a small piece of clay that can fit into the palm of your hand. Try to roll the clay into a ball. Then try and roll it into a thin strip, like a piece of spaghetti. Explore the clay and how it works. How hard or soft is it? How long of a strip can you roll it into before it falls apart? If you want, pause the video now and take some time to explore the clay yourself. Next, get your small fruit or pumpkin. Examine it closely. Use your hands to feel the different parts and sections. Then put it down and close your eyes. Practice remembering as many details as you can with your eyes closed. Learning to memorize the way your subject looks is an important skill, and it will also come in handy when you start sculpting. When you're ready, open your eyes. Cut off a small piece of clay and begin trying to sculpt your fruit or pumpkin. It doesn't have to be the exact size if you're using something large. Just try and make it as realistic as you can. Also, you can find an adult and ask them to look at your sculpture and help you find ways to make it look more real. Here's a tip. If you need to attach one piece of clay to another, for something like a stem, you can use a small dab of water like glue to attach the two pieces together. When you're finished, take a look at your sculpture. Does it look like your fruit or pumpkin? Which parts of it are different and which are the same? Pause the video now if you want more time to work on your pumpkin. Next, find something else around you that you'd like to sculpt, or think of something in your head. Decide on something and make a plan, then go for it. Explore the clay and the different things you can do with it. Pause the video while you work on your own. Start it up again when you're done. How did you do? Did you stick to your plan? Can someone tell what your sculpture is without you telling them? Did you learn anything new about the clay? Next, we're going to try to sculpt something a little bit harder, a rose. If you have one, make sure you have it next to you. If not, you can try using a different flower. Take a look at the rose in the same way you looked at your fruit or pumpkin. A rose is harder because it has many smaller parts. There are different ways of sculpting a rose with clay. You can try making separate petals and sticking them all together using water. Or you could roll the clay into a ball about the size of a rose and try to cut the petals out. It's up to you. Just remember, pay close attention to how the rose looks and try to make the sculpture as realistic as possible. You can try using other tools as well, but it isn't necessary. It's completely possible to make the rose with nothing but your hands. Pause the video now while you try and sculpt the rose. How did you do? Again, it might be a good idea to ask an adult to help you. Maybe they can pick out details that you didn't see. If you want more practice, you can find other subjects around you that you'd like to try and sculpt. Remember that some things will be harder to sculpt than others. You can also just play with the clay and try to sculpt things you imagine in your head. Either way, have fun and keep paying attention to the world around you. Thank you for watching this video. In today's world, where every profession must adapt faster to constantly changing technology, it's crucial for kids to get training in art. Art training fires up the parts of the brain involved with thinking on your feet and finding creative solutions. Look for our other videos and keep supplying your kids with all these tremendous benefits to their development, and yours too. Look on the Biryukov Academy YouTube page for more art exercises, or go to biryukovacademy.com for more information.